Can you please describe the training that you provided to Minneapolis police officer regarding the use of neck restraints?
Yes, sir. We go over the techniques, definitions of neck restraints, and we go through different reps of the neck restraint to get the officers comfortable in doing it.
Could you just give the jury an overview of what a neck restraint is?
Yes, sir. So neck restraint is constricting the sides of a person's neck, and they refer to it as a vascular neck restraint. So you're slowing the blood flow to and from the brain with the intent to gain control of a subject.
And there are two different types of neck restraints in the MPD policy. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And those are what?
The two levels are conscious neck restraint, so that means you wrap somebody up and they're still conscious, and you can gain compliance with many people with that. And then there's unconscious, and that's applying pressure until the person, when they're not complying, you put enough pressure that they become unconscious and then therefore comply.
How does one actually apply a neck restraint?
We teach a couple of different techniques, but the basic idea is you use your elbow as a landmark and you place your arm across. So your bicep would be on one side of the neck and your arm would be on the forearm on the other side of the neck. And then there's a couple of different hand placements, but then you apply pressure with head pressure on both sides of the neck to gain compliance.
And you were demonstrating you were using your arm to do that.
That's correct.
And it'll also be done with the leg.
It can be done with the leg.
Does MPD train on how to do it with the leg?
We may show the younger officers in the academy what that looks like, but we don't train leg neck restraints with the officers in service. As far as my knowledge, we never have.
How would a trained neck restraint work? I'm sorry, how would a trained leg neck restraint work?
People that watch MMA, so professional fighters, they call it a triangle choke, and I use that term choke loosely. That's just what it's called. But that's when you place your leg over somebody's back, across their side of their neck, and then you trap their arm in, so the person ends up having one arm in, and their arm causes pressure on one side, and the leg causes pressure on the second, and you can actually render somebody unconscious if you hold that long enough.
What part of the leg?
Usually it's the inner thigh.
Inner thigh. So in this scenario, using a leg to do a neck restraint, would the knee sort of replace the elbow in terms of placement? Or how would you describe it?
I would say the knee doesn't really replace the elbow. Your thigh would be across the side of somebody's neck, your leg across their back, and you protect the airway really with the space that's created with their arm being pinned in there.
If you could please display the next page, page 53. Use of neck restraints. Can you describe, in using those concepts of proportionality, when it's authorized to use a neck restraint of the two different varieties?
Yes, sir. On subjects who are actively aggressive, which means assaultive, they're actively resisting and other techniques haven't worked, you can use it then. And then on the bottom it says no, that you can't use it against subjects who are passively resistant.
And if you could go to the next slide, page 54. And after a neck restraint is applied, there are certain guidelines that you train that have to be followed. Is that right?
That's correct.
For the care of the individual upon whom the neck restraint was applied.
Yes, sir.
If we could publish Exhibit 110 again, and bringing this specific topic back to the concept of proportionality, could you enlarge this, please?